You ever wonder what might make Jesus angry? We're going to think about that. And now with devotions from Trinity Lutheran, Cyrus. So in our text today, Jesus is talking with his people. He is talking with the folks who should recognize him for who he is, that he is indeed the Savior. The Pharisees, they should know this. They're the church folks. And in fact, they do. They repeatedly come and find him and talk to him. They get that he's from God. And yet, he's from God and he contradicts them over and over. And finally, Jesus gets frustrated with them in today's text in Mark chapter 2. So Jesus is talking with the crowd of people who should know better, right? He's talking with the folks who really are trying really hard to reform in a world that's pushing against them. They're swimming upstream. Everybody else is mostly keeping their heads down and worrying about themselves. And these guys are trying to follow God. They're trying to do what's right. And so they focus in on the things that they can do. They focus in on the rules. They focus in on, I guess I hate to say strict following, but very much they are focused in on being of God and not of the world. Okay, and you've met these folks, and I've been this folk. Like we've all been this person too, trying to get it right, at the cost of others. So they're looking to catch Jesus up. They're frustrated with him, so they're following him around. And he brings out a fellow who's got a withered hand, and he says, and it's the Sabbath day, and they're waiting for him to heal this guy and break the rules so they can be mad at him some more. And he says, the Sabbath isn't meant for God; it's for us. It's for people. It's for you. You're not slaves of the Sabbath. It's not how this works. And he says, shouldn't I do something good for this person, even on the Sabbath day? Like, shouldn't that trump this? And they just can't wrap their head around it. They can't get their head around this, that maybe the needs of people are more important than what they think are God's needs. And Jesus points out, these aren't God's needs. These are for you. These rules are for you. They are not for God. God is bigger. God is more. But we get caught up in this all the time. We do this thing where we think the rules are to make God happy rather than to take care of us, right? And we become the arbiters and we become the judges. And it's dangerous. And Jesus gets frustrated. He gets angry with them because they're waiting for him to break this rule and they say, this is not about the rule, friends. This is about the person right in front of you. And he heals the man's hand. And they're mad. And he calls up a paralytic and he has the fellow walk. And it says in the Bible account, it says, and he was angry with them and he grieved at their hardness of heart. Boy, we ought to think about that. Where do we need to be corrected? Where do we need to, as the Old Testament says, I will be silent. Teach me, God, and I will be silent. Show me where I've gone wrong. Where do we need to be corrected? Where have we made divisions where there ought not be any? Or where have we made the rule more important than the person in front of us? I don't know where that is in your life. I mean, I have ideas where it might be in mine. Where might it be in yours? Where is God calling you to let the boundary go and let God be the judge? Or to correct your hardness of heart? I'm Pastor Chris, with challenging words for myself, and I know for you too. Here at Trinity and Cyrus, signing off for now. Bye.